Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Hive, where the grinding never stops, the gains are real, and we cope with pain using dumb jokes, heavy sets, and an unhealthy amount of caffeine. I'm Vertex, and let's get into it. Welcome to, I'm guessing I'm going to call this episode 1. We have officially ended the cut. I finished my macro factor challenge, and I got the spreadsheet here that goes through pretty much everything on the app. It even counts my steps, and I don't really trust that because I don't always carry my phone, but it tells me my steps, what my target calories were, target protein, how much I actually ate, how much protein I actually logged. So I was just going to discuss that instead of really going over this video. Wasn't a huge fan of this push day anyways. We're just doing some basic incline work and then tricep and flat dumbbell press. But anyways, I wanted to mainly talk about this macro factor challenge and where I went with it. So it looks like it has days all the way back to January 1st, which I think the event officially started on January 10th, but I had been using the app before then, so I was already having my stuff logged. Anyways, I was in the middle of my main gain / bulk phase, I guess. I'm gonna refer to it as a bulk, even though it's a lean bulk. This wasn't very lean anyways. I could have done it better, but I did a pretty decent slow steady weight gain, and at the start of the challenge I was at 195 on my trend weight. I was really bouncing anywhere from 196 to 198 at that time, but for my trend weight, that's where I was sitting. I'm going to mostly talk about trend weight, and then we will also touch base on how much I was actually weighing at that time. But, so, for that first month of the challenge, I was still in my bulking phase, my first ever bulking phase, and my trend weight started at 195, and in the second week we got to 196, stuck around 196 for about 2 weeks. So it was I don't know if I just struggled there or what, but maybe it was stressful work environment at that time. But then week 3 we got to 197, climbed out of there pretty quick at week 4. Week 4 we got to 197. Week 5 climbed into 198 territory, and this was really when I was hitting numbers about 199, 200 pound mark, which is typically where I want to be. I want to be there, but I want to be like leaner when I'm there. It's going to be towards my end goal, so I want to be dieting down to that point instead of bulking up to that point eventually. That's the dream, at least. And then this is when we were seeing numbers into like the 200 mark. Not much above 200 though, maintaining pretty well around there. But my trend weight got to about 189.6.7-ish, around there. And that was the trend weight. So it takes your average of the past, like, I don't even know how it works, but it gives you a more accurate trend of how you're progressing instead of, just the daily scale weight. which I really like. And if you guys want something like that, I find it really motivating. But if you guys want something like that, the Macro Factor app does amazing for it. So after hitting that mark, I did about a week of maintenance, staying in that 198 trend mark. And then from there, we started the cut. So we got down to 197 trend weight in the first week. And progressed pretty easily down to 196. Almost skipped 195 altogether and jumped right down to 194. We have about a week at 193, and then about a week and a half at 192, I think. This is all just like relative. It could be like, I say a week, it could have been just like 4 days I'm seeing here, but I'm just looking at the trend weight. We had about about a full week at, maybe a full week and a few extra days at 192 before dipping down to 191. And 191 is where I really, really struggled. I think I spent almost 2 weeks there. I had my anniversary around that time, I think. I had my anniversary around that time. We were having fun. And having those kinds of days or time periods deeper into the dieting phase, it is way harder to bounce back from. My weight skyrocketed. I think I was pushing back up to I don't even think I was too embarrassed to log the numbers, I think. No, here we go. I think I bounced back up to like 193, 194. And so I had to lock back in for the last like 2 weeks of this Macro Factor challenge. And I was able to get the trend weight down to 190 and relatively low 190s as well. I, for the life of me, could not get under 189 scale weight. I was sitting about 189 for most of this last week of the Macro Factor challenge. For the last 2 weeks almost. Except for, there was a few days that bounced up just a little bit, but overall trend weight got down to 190. And then this last week, this is the week after this Macro Factor challenge. This last week, I switched over to maintenance calories, what the app assumes is my maintenance calories. It's usually pretty good, and I went kind of crazy and overate and had a bunch of sweets. Cinnamon rolls. I have been an absolute slut for cinnamon rolls lately. I think I got that fix out of my system though. Cinnamon rolls and Reese's are my go-tos apparently. Oh, and pizza. I've had quite a bit of pizza. And honestly, I've been feeling awful. Like, eating the food feels great, but the actual feelings I get from food have been awful. I'm locked back in though. We're doing good. It was way better about my calories the past couple of days. Really on track today, so we'll see how it goes. I had the most insane workout yesterday. I think that's really going to motivate me to keep it on. And yeah, so we will see where this takes us. We're going to spend about a week, solid week at maintenance before we start our slow, steady gain. I already started climbing back up a little bit, slowly, of course. I think I'm sitting at about 190 right now again, which was my goal weight from the beginning. Like, I got my trend weight to be where my goal weight was. That was perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. So we'll see where we go from here. Next plan is going to be the bulk. We're going to bulk up, try to put on some more lean mass, do a nice steady, hopefully steady bulk, trying to increase muscle mass, maybe like a half pound every 2 weeks or something, half pound a week. We will see. I'm just gonna put my hands in the macro factor team and see where that takes us. I also just realized that I actually do have a little bit of time at the end of this. I thought I was going to accidentally over record, but another thing I stopped doing was cardio. That probably killed the cut, is when I stopped doing cardio on a consistent basis. There was times in the middle of that cut where I was doing cardio twice a day, and I actually enjoyed it. I would just sit on my phone and watch whatever on my phone, and I stopped doing cardio, and I think that's what really hindered my progress. So if I could go back and do it again, I would do more cardio. Alright, gang, that's enough pain for today. Don't forget to hydrate, lift heavy, eat your protein, and question your life choices. This is Vertex, signing off.